Hi, I'm Amanda Sharratt, Chief Operating Officer here at Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Welcome back to our question of the week video. This week's question comes to us from one of our financial coaching clients, and they are asking how to save money on groceries and household items. I really like this question for a couple different reasons. One is it kind of takes me back to my early days of financial coaching when I first went on our local news here in Cleveland, Ohio, to talk about saving money. I talked about how to save money on groceries because it is just a common thing that we all want to try and save on, especially now with inflation. We're feeling like our grocery budget just isn't going as far as it used to. So we're looking for ways to save money, and myself included. So I'm not perfect at this, but these are just some things that we do in our family to try and stretch that grocery budget. So I have 7 things to share with you. The first one is to use Subscribe and Save. Now, this is more for those household items than it would be for groceries, but think about things like vitamins, makeup, filters like for your furnace. If you have kids in diapers, that would be good for that. Things that you know you're using on a regular basis, and you can sign up to get them delivered on a regular basis. And then when you do that, you save a little bit of money. If we use Amazon for this, and if you do it with Amazon, then the more items you have that come in your Subscribe and Save each month or every 3 months, however often you set it, the more you save. So the more items, the more you save. So it's good to kind of pair those all to come together at the same time. Now, one thing I will say to look out for with this is a lot of times they will jack up the price and not tell you. So you do need to reevaluate that this is actually still a good deal for you and still saving you money from time to time. But for the most part, it does help save money. The second one is to use your freezer. So in this, I mean, this is not actually going to help you save money at the grocery store, but it's going to help your food stretch longer. So I think a lot of times we make food and have the best intentions to eat those leftovers, but our family gets sick of it and you don't want to, or you forget, or you're busy, or whatever the reason is, and you end up throwing them out. So instead of throwing them out, catch them before they are bad and throw it in the freezer. You can do this with so much stuff. If you made a roast, you can cut it up and throw it in the freezer and use it for soup later. Or if you made soup, you can throw that in the freezer and warm it up again later. So there's so many things that you can freeze. I would say probably just about everything we freeze. So that's a really good way to make sure you're not wasting it and throwing it out if you didn't use it in the time that you should have in the refrigerator. And then along those same lines is everybody talks about meal planning when it comes to saving money on groceries, which I think is a good idea. But for so long, my husband and I would be so busy and we would have a meal plan, but we didn't realize that we needed to put the soup in the crock pot in the morning, or we didn't realize that we needed to prep something for it. And then we're scrambling at dinner time. And so what we started doing was every Sunday night, we plan for our week ahead, and we look at what does the week look like and how busy are we each evening. And so what meal would work well for us to have, and we put it on our calendar. So we have a shared calendar on our phone, and we put it on the calendar, and we also talk about who's going to start dinner. So if I'm going to be home first or he's going to be home first to start dinner, then we talk about that. And that has worked so well so that we don't get mad that we made a meal plan, but we didn't stick to it because we forgot about it. It wasn't easy to look at. So having it on our calendar on our phone is really helpful. And the next thing I would say is to have a shared grocery list. So we use Google Keep for this, but you can use any app that works good for you. And that is just a good way that you both can add things to the grocery list. And so when you go to the grocery store, hopefully you get everything that's needed, everything that's on the list. And then you have to make less trips to the grocery store, because that's another side tip there is the less amount of trips that you can make to the store, the better, because I don't know about you, but I think we all impulse buy every time we go to the store. I know I do. And so if you can go there less, that is key also. And then where you shop matters. So I've always known this has always been a tip, but I just really realized this past weekend. I went to a different store than I usually do for groceries, and I was picking up a bag of chips, and I was like, $5 for a bag of chips here? No, thank you, because it's way cheaper where I shop. I like to shop at Aldi, and things are a lot cheaper there. So where you shop really matters. And so if you don't shop at Aldi or stores like that, maybe consider doing that if you're looking to save on your grocery budget. And then buy in bulk. This is also a common tip when it comes to saving money. But what I would say with this one is only if it makes sense for your family. We have a family of 3, so buying in bulk doesn't make sense for most items. Some things like household items that don't go bad, it makes sense. But if we do that with like fruits or vegetables or those sorts of things, they're just going to go bad before we are able to eat them. So we don't in that. So only if it makes sense for your family, buy in bulk and not can help you save money. And then the last tip is to do curbside pickup. So I think this is a common one also, but I would just say this one helps if you do impulse buy. So it helps me because I don't impulse buy as much when I do the curbside pickup, and also because I can see the total adding up as I'm adding things to my cart, and then it helps me reevaluate, do I really need all of those things? Or am I just adding those because they look good and I'm hungry? So that is helpful because you can see the total before you actually check out, where as at the grocery store, it's a little bit harder to put those things back when you're actually up at the register. So I hope those are helpful to you. I would say too, enter the Dave Ramsey giveaway. I don't know if you've heard of the giveaway that they're doing, but Ramsey Solutions is doing a cash giveaway where they're giving away money every week and then a grand prize at the end of the month. And so we will put the link to that in our description box below so that you can enter that, because that could certainly help you with your grocery budget as well if you want a little extra cash. So if you need help talking about your budget or other ways to save, our financial coach would love to help you. So you can schedule a meeting with her using the link to her calendar in the description box below. And if you want to talk with any of our financial advisors about baby steps 4 and beyond, they would love to help you as well, so you can schedule a meeting with them. Thank you so much.